Cue the graphics. Good afternoon, Los Santos. Dan Dorfman here with another Dorfman Files for Weazel News. The news you need to hear when you need to hear it. I happen to be standing out in front of the Stone Erection Memorial Fountain here at the City Hall in Vinewood. And we just received word that the City Council is currently in a heavy budget battle, contending on either side whether or not the funds supplied to the San Andreas State Police should in fact be increased, or should they be maintained and held. Now, several of the town council have been taking surveys, going around and talking to various citizens, and I believe the measurements of the results of those surveys have come back that the survey for prior to the reorganization of the police department into the San Andreas State Police has shown immediate results. In the 2 weeks since the merger, it's the citizenry being polled have indicated that their feelings for whether or not they are safe within the city has escalated by well over 30 points, now dipping just slightly above half. Now that's amazing when you consider the news that we've broken here on this very station, with the 2 incidences of bombings, the breakout of the Bolingbrook 4, and the attack and loss of a armored car. $150,000 has been reported by some individuals wearing black. Now, I think it's fitting that the City Council in their budget talks, they've been talking about this very fountain that I'm standing next to, which has served as an eruption here within the city, within the budget talks itself. Now, several of the commissioners or the town council members have been in favor of whether or not you extinguish this beautiful fountain, this one that's spewing the liquid up into the air, reminding us of the greatness of those police officers that have fallen in the line of duty, in exchange for more increased funding for the state police, as it were. Now, we have no confirmation that the particular fountain is going to be shut off anytime soon. However, the City Council, of course, has been heavily involved in discussing ways in which they can continue to save the budget when in such tight and dire times. The good news for most of the city, I think, is that at least for now, there doesn't appear to be any desire by members of the City Council to increase taxes, which will probably be the first in all freaking history of government. But nonetheless, they've been looking at ways in which to shift funding from other types of sources. Now, the funding that's going into feeding the sharks off the coast, that seems to still be in the budget, and that's they're providing over 1,000 pounds of fresh butcher meat that they use to go and feed the what they call an endangered species here off the coast, the San Andreas hammerhead. Now, we have not had a chance to talk to any marine biologist as a course of this, but it remains a contentious issue amongst several of the City Council, some that wish to save the humans and others that wish to save the sharks. So for now, we will continue to monitor this story. We look forward to talking to the Chairman Bear, who's announced his candidacy for city mayor, as well as Councilman Dumadal. And you might remember Councilman Dumadal crawled on his belly while we were watching the massacre behind Pillbox Bank. Councilman Dumadal crawled into a hail of fire by the terrorist Boris Knightley and attempted to save the life of Medic Grendel. Ultimately, he would be unsuccessful, and Medic Grendel's life essence, his very spirit, now is embodied in the eruption of this beautiful fountain here. So if you're in the area, come by and reflect in front of the City Hall. Splash a little bit of the goodness of this fountain all over your face. You know, just try not to, if you're wearing a Kiki's Organic clothing, try not to get your cock wet while you're in there. The water can cause permanent damage to the cock clothing. But do splash some of that goodness on your face. You'll feel young, you'll feel alive, and you'll take some of that goodness of the fallen officers that have served this city so well. This is Dan Dorfman with another Dorfman Files for Weazel News. The news you need to hear when you need to hear it. Going back to you in the studio there, Stephen.